Today I wanted to go over Luke Skywalker as a character in Star Wars The Last Jedi. This is Mike Zero here once again. If you guys are new here to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, I really wanted to jump into Luke as a character because Mark Hamill did say something very intriguing quite recently about him, and that is, of course, that he will have a whole lot of gray in him than black and white, how he did in Return of the Jedi. Now, a lot of you guys out there may be saying to yourselves, wait, Mike, does that necessarily mean that Luke will be a gray Jedi? Well, not necessarily. So, let me explain. So, black and white is a technique in filmmaking and storytelling, as well as gray. So let me go over black and white first. So black and white is a way to tell the audience who the protagonist is and who the antagonist is quite easily. To put things more simple here is that it's easy for the audience to pick out who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. Now moving on to gray, it leaves the audience wondering, who is he? Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? You don't really know exactly which side he's on. It's usually a very confused character or a character that has a lot of mystery behind him. And I think that when you're looking at Luke Skywalker and how he's going to have a whole lot of gray in this film in comparison to how he had a whole lot of black and white in Return of the Jedi, I do believe that he's going to embrace both the light and the dark to a degree. Now, moving on to the whole gray Jedi thing, I don't necessarily know if Disney and Lucasfilm would embrace the idea. Not saying that I hate the idea, but me personally, I would much rather Luke just stay a normal Jedi, but I'm always welcome to change, and I always respect, the fans out there wanting something different. So if they do choose to do a gray Jedi thing, hey, I'm all for it. But one thing that I will say is that if you look at Return of the Jedi, sure, Luke Skywalker, he tapped into the dark side a little bit. Notice how he force choked those two guards and he struck down his father, Darth Vader, violently, severing his hand, and the Emperor is what snapped him out of that. That's not to say that Luke Skywalker never jumped into that again, and may not in The Last Jedi, so there's quite a big possibility that he could do that once again in this film. If you look at The Last Jedi poster, Luke Skywalker as a character looks pretty angry next to Kylo Ren, does he not? I don't know, guys. I don't think it's in my head. Luke Skywalker there looks pretty angry and he looks like he's ready for battle to me. One thing I will say is that I think that Luke Skywalker is a confused man. A man who doesn't even know which path to go after reading the old Jedi books. Now, the massive leak by Star Wars Newsnet, a very reliable Star Wars news website, essentially told us that Luke Skywalker now questions the teachings of Obi-Wan, Yoda, and even his father, Anakin. Right there and there, that tells us that Anakin has been teaching him about the Force for quite a long time, and for Luke Skywalker to question that or even possibly deny that tells us that, well, Luke Skywalker could embrace a little bit of the dark side, which is what my belief is that Luke does have a whole lot of light in him, but he's going to embrace a little bit of the dark. It's not going to be an even cut here of light and dark, in my opinion. Now, when we look at Luke Skywalker, I do believe that the whole shocking revelation in The Last Jedi, because we do know that a shocking revelation of the mysteries of the Force from the past will be revealed, I believe will be told through the old Jedi books. And that is what's going to come to light in this film and let the audience know about the past and what the real deal is about good and evil back then, during the ancient times. I think that's going to be the whole entire thing. The true definition of good and evil in the Star Wars universe, what it meant back then, and the fact that Luke Skywalker is now embracing that belief. And if that belief is really the right choice, is going to be a twisty thing, in my opinion. I think that would be a great piece of storytelling to show a warped man who doesn't even know which path to go, or if his beliefs are really the right beliefs. He doesn't really know where he's going, or if what he just read is really the right way to go, but he knows it's the truth. As we saw in the teaser trailer when Luke says, I only know one truth, it's time for the Jedi to end. Though that could be a temporary belief, which that's my prediction, and he'll snap out of it by the end of the film, I do believe it's going to take up a great portion of the film where we do see a very confused Luke Skywalker when it comes to the facts of the Force and the whole entire galaxy and what happened in the past. So I do think that Luke Skywalker is going to have a whole lot of light in him and embrace a piece of the dark side. We do know that there's going to be a whole lot of powers for Luke Skywalker in this film, including Force Repulse, which is something that Starkiller used in the Star Wars Force Unleashed video game. That's a very interesting thing. He will also be using other powers of the Force as well. He'll be embracing the Force in a different way. We do know this, and he's going to gain a whole lot of more powers out of it. That's exactly why Daisy Ridley at the Oscars of 2016 also said that Luke Skywalker is so cool in this one, like, seriously. Those were her exact words. So, yeah, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments section. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.